Hi everybody, it's night and I've had to do this video several times to try and get everything to work, and so hopefully everything will work this time, because I really wanted to talk about this book this week because it's Banned Books Week, and the book I'm going to be talking about is Tango Makes Three by Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell, illustrated by Henry Cole. This book is only 5 years old. It came out in 2005. But it's still a frequently challenged or banned book in spite of winning an award and being actually quite popular. I feel like all banned books are kind of popular. But just a heads up, this book is about homosexuality, and it's a children's book, which is something not everybody is going to agree with. But if you're interested, stick around and you can find out more. The story is a true story about a zookeeper who notices two male penguins in his area who are spending a lot of time together and trying to hatch an egg. And so he decides to give the two male penguins an excess egg, since most of the penguin couples are only hatching one egg at a time. Okay. Two penguins in the penguin house were a little bit different. One was named Roy and the other was named Silo. Roy and Silo were both boys, but they did everything together. They bowed to each other and walked together. They sang to each other and swam together. Wherever Roy went, Silo went too. They didn't spend much time with the girl penguins, and the girl penguins didn't spend much time with them. Instead, Roy and Silo wound their necks around each other. Their keeper, Mr. Gramsey, noticed the two penguins and thought to himself, they must be in love. Roy and Silo watched how the other penguins made a home, so they built a nest of stones for themselves. Every night, Roy and Silo slept there together, just like the other penguin couples. I feel like this book is a great intro to talking to kids about something that is hard to talk about, but something I feel like a lot of people do want to talk to kids about, or at least try to. And I think that talking about it, about using an example like animals, maybe helps curb some difficulty of explaining it, maybe. This book is really popular, and actually the way I found it was a Barnes & Noble staff pick at the Barnes & Noble closest to where I'm originally from. And the first time I went to the bookstore, it said recommended by all of us. And 2 weeks later, I returned to buy the book because I was afraid I was going to forget what the name of the book was, and I was going to want it and wouldn't be able to find it. And I noticed that the tag had been whited out and changed to "in some of us." And in the context of Banned Books Week, I was thinking about that a lot, and how originally when I saw that I was kind of bothered, not because I think everybody would agree with this book or should agree with this book, but I guess I was bothered that it went from like a positive to kind of a like, oh, well, who are the two people that, or one person or whatever, who didn't want to recommend this book, I guess. But the more I thought about it this week, I was really just glad that they didn't pull it off of the staff pick shelf. They just agreed to change it from not everybody in the store is recommending this book, but a lot of us are. And I think that is really admirable for those two people, and I guess I can't assume that those two people were happy with that compromise, but I'm glad that they didn't just like take all the books off the shelf and say, we're not going to do this. They still recommended the book, but they just made it clear that not everybody in the store was recommending it. So I guess with banned books, maybe that's the best solution that we can come to. Not everybody has to agree with it, but we shouldn't be pulling books off shelves. So that's all I have this week. Thanks, and I'll see you next week. Bye.